All right, today we are going to create a landscape personal interest collage. And so a collage, as we have it defined here, is a technique of composing a work of art by pasting on a single surface various materials not normally associated with one another. So this collage is going to be a mix of all the different interests or many different interests that you have. And so from here, we're going to make sure that we cover the entire page. We are going to have 8 pictures that are brought in separately. They cannot be one image that you get from Google that has many different images on it. Um, when doing this, do not try to copy paste Google Image Preview pictures. You must click on them and then copy the pictures. So to do one as an example, when using Google Images, and let's say that your favorite sport was volleyball, from here, don't try to copy and paste from this preview look. You want to actually click onto the image and then copy this actual image here. This preview a lot of times does not work. So when you go in and do that, you can then, I'm going to start a new page. And we did say that it is a landscaped um, document. So to do that, we're going to go up to this page layout and to orientation and set it to be landscape. And so portrait is going to be taller than it is wide. Landscape is going to be wider than it is tall once it switches. And there it is. And I'm just going to zoom out so you can see that it is wider than it is tall. Again, the dimensions, if we haven't gone over that yet, are going to be 8.5 by 11 for a standard size page. So 8.5 the short way and 11 the long way. And so I can go ahead and bring in the image by pasting it. And to fit 8 on a page, this is going to be much too large. So I'm going to resize it. Go back to the directions. So we went over the Google Images preview look. If there's a picture that you really want, you can always save and insert it. We're going to skip ahead to 2 here. No white space is permitted. You must cover the entire page. Any white space will result in multiple points off. To accomplish this, you will need to set the wrapping for every picture, and behind text will be the best to set it to. So I will go through that right now, and that is that you can right click, and there's other ways of getting to this option also, and let's see, the text wrapping, and we can set it to behind text, because right now if I try to move it, I can't place it where I want. To move it, I would have to use the cursors, space around, and that will just take a long time and a lot of unnecessary work. So we want to set it to be behind text, and now I can move it where I want, and I have no white space on the outside of this page. If you have an image that does have a white background, that will be fine. I can see where it ends when I just click on it during the grading process, so white backgrounds are fine. And so we have one image in, it is placed. I'm going to go through the save and insert. And so if I go back to Google Images, and let's say that your favorite sport is, let's say, football, just covering kind of fall sports. If there is an image, let's say this one, that does not come into the page very well, so when you copy it and paste it, it does not work, then all you have to do is change that up and go and save image as, and probably just save it to, you can save it somewhere that will delete once you log off, because you're going to have it already inserted in your page, or you can save it to your H drive, which will be over here. Let's just say I save it to the football cross. I save it, and then when I go to my document, I can go up to insert and picture, and I put it onto my H drive. It's called football cross. and it's very large as well. I'm going to resize it. And now it also right now is by default it comes in as inline with text. So to move it I would have to tab and space and hit return to move it. But we are going to go to text wrapping after you right click behind text. And I'm going to place that, making sure there's no white space here. So I have two images in. I will then cover the rest of the page with these images. Maybe this one has to be resized. And you can really move it around however you need to. Next, to go to the directions, you must place visible text over every image using text boxes. So visible text, the text must be visible. This will need contrast. So if you have a black background and you use black text, it's not going to show up, so you need to create contrast, probably go with white text. This text may describe the picture, describe how you feel about it, or say why you like it, and etc. Other things that you can put for your text. So to do this, we're going to use a text box. If we were to use the regular text here, we again would have to tab over, get over the top of it, type something up, and it just is not a good use of your time. And so we're going to go insert, text box. And the easiest way is probably to just draw a text box. All these will have text in them that you have to delete. So we will just draw it over, let's say this area here. And if it were your favorite sport or it's just a very fun sport to play, or I play it, you can then you'll have this text here, and in the directions it'll tell you that you need to take the borders off of the text boxes and take the background color off. No fill and no outline will accomplish this. So basically what you have to do is in the format of this text box up here, and there are other ways of doing this, but it's an easy way because shape fill, which is the fill behind it, is going to be set to no fill, and then it's transparent, you can see through it, and the shape outline goes to no outline. And now it's a very visually pleasing look to it. If you needed to change the text color, if you couldn't see it, you would highlight it and go to the Home tab. Now make sure you don't use these shortcuts. They just are, your background, which we do not want to have anything for that. And so you go to Home and the text color, which has the A with the line underneath it, with the colored line below, and you could change it to something that is more visible, all depending on what your background is. Alright, and you have to do this for 8 images, so you have to have 8 images in, and you have to have a text box over all of them, wherever it is. And you can have more than 8 images, but you have to have at least 8 with text boxes over them. Alright, you can go to your project.